A classic, dude. Finally. The
Joe.
best episode of Locker Room Talk ever, dude.
Are you saying that because Matt Maran tragically passed away a few hours ago?
He did. He was fucking murdered on the subway by a person of color. Welcome to the new and improved Locker Room Talk. As always, I'm Joe Gorman, joined by my trusty sidekick, Robert Sheehan, and our very special guest. I love this guy. I love doing coke with this guy. I love fucking firing guns with this guy. No, he is not a person of color. It's Chris Metcalfe, everyone.
Hey, what's up, kids?
What's going on, doggy? How are you?
Nothing much. Celebrating Pride. How are
Nice.
you?
Finn loves that. He loves that you're an ally. He jumps to
I'm
you.
an ally.
He's like, damn, this guy would fucking jump in the bullet of that was aimed for a trans youth. I love it, dude.
Yeah, dude. I will say, though, did you guys, walk around on Sunday when there was the actual parade?
No, thank Christ we didn't, dude.
A lot of hot chicks.
Ooh.
Yeah.
A lot of hot chicks.
Braless women.
Yes, a lot of braless women. I hooked up with a girl
Really?
who's yeah, thank you.
Was she
thank
born a
you.
biological man?
Not
fine
that I'm
if she
aware
was.
of.
You don't know anymore. It's getting good, doggy. It's getting good.
We live in the century of plausible deniability. I
Yeah.
think.
We live in the era of it's all good.
It's all.
Yeah,
all
whatever you
love,
feel
dude.
is the facts.
Do they get you off? It's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she told me, we hooked up and she goes, I shouldn't be hooking up with you this month. I was like, why? She's like, I told myself I was only going to hook up with women this month because it's Pride.
Ooh, nice.
Even though she's never hooked up with a woman.
And being gay
never
is
will.
not a choice.
It is.
Nice, dude. You should say, like, well, lucky you. I identify as a woman with a big-ass dick.
Yeah, it was interesting. I feel like in a few years, Pride will become like another St. Patrick's Day or SantaCon. Like, dudes will be like, dude, you want to dress up gay and get fucking wasted, bro?
Yeah.
Because that's what it's become, I feel like.
A
Like, when I
joke.
walked through, I was like, this is a bunch of fruit flies. Like, these aren't, like, the gays.
Those are just someone that want their dick sucked.
Every once
Maybe
in
find a
while-
nice little puckered asshole to stick their dick into. No attachments necessary. Isn't that wild? Then, like, some fucking vile modern family is walking by with a child in a stroller. Can you imagine all of that stuff is happening, dude? There need to be laws in place. Now, Chris, you agree with this, right?
About what? Modern
Laws-
families?
Laws restricting gay people from having children.
Yeah, clearly.
Nice.
Listen, the non-binaries are fine. The
Yeah.
gays, that's where I take issue.
This is the Fox Nation Presents Locker Room Talk.
I
Isn't
feel
that
like
cool?
I feel like we're just trying to bulldoze every problematic subject right now.
We got to, dude. We got to look. You got to grab him in the first 15 minutes, or else Gutfield will never let us write for him.
Joe tries
excited.
to say the most offensive stuff within the first 10 minutes.
It's like, how can I ruin any momentum anyone has? How can I turn the algorithm on us immediately?
We were like, listen, the AI listens to the first 10 minutes, and Joe's like, fine, I got it. I got what I'm going to say. I have it prepared.
I'm ready. Let me in, dude. I have my little fucking notebook. It's just covered in swastikas.
Why lie to the algorithm about who you are?
Why? They're going to find out eventually.
Yeah, be honest.
Yeah, be true to thine own self. Be true.
Listen, the pendulum's swinging the other way. Our time is coming back.
Nice.
Our time.
The era of the man.
The era of good feelings.
It is kind of crazy though. When growing up, outside of the N word and the F word, I never cared about what I said ever.
You never had to.
Never had to. I mean, it's probably been heightened due to the fact by proxy of doing comedy, but still,
Yeah.
when I'm around non-comics and they'll say something and they're like, dude, I'm gonna get canceled. I'm like, bro, grow up.
Yeah, no
From
one
what?
actually.
No one cares about what you say.
I'm not going to be able to be an assistant to the CPA.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's going to have to figure out how to do his own Google Calendar if they see my tweets from 7 years ago.
Right.
Well, look, there's people people oh, he's canceled. It's like he's back, baby. Like TJ Miller, he called in that bomb threat. He abused that woman repeatedly. He's back, baby.
Wait, he abused a woman?
He fucking tied up a woman to the fucking back of a Ford, and then they tied up her feet to the other end, and they started driving in opposite directions. It was fucking wild, dude. And that was his closer. That was his fucking closer.
Oh, this was at a show.
He was going all over the place doing that. He's like, I need a volunteer. Who wants to fucking volunteer? So women, and he said, oh, there's their consent. It was on fucking Netflix, dude.
Damn.
That was the Wild West back then.
You know, when I stopped listening to T.J. Miller, it's not when the allegations came. It was when he started quoting Nietzsche on podcasts.
Did he really do that? I thought that was that other fucking nerd.
Oh, well, Duncan Trussell, who sucks too.
Duncan I feel like Duncan Trussell's at least like about it because he actually does psychedelics. Pete Holmes would always like talk about Ram Dass, and I know he's a good friend of yours, but
Big time.
We need to
Big
bring
time.
it up.
We
dude.
like to laugh loudly at each other.
Now, the Artie Lang character in Crashing, that was based on you, correct?
Yeah, pre-nose, pre-caved-in honker. That
Back when
poor
you-
bastard.
Back when you took Pete Holmes under your wing and was telling about the cutthroat conditions of the grizzly pair.
Yeah, and then he took me out to a wedding where I embarrassed him.
Nice, dude. Nice. We've been to 2 weddings together, man.
Oh, yeah, we have been to 2 weddings
2
together.
weddings and a funeral.
Yeah. Oh.
Matt Maran.
Matt
he
Maron's
died.
funeral. Yeah, coming straight
That's
out.
awesome, dude.
Yeah.
How many comics do you think are going to come to Matt Maran's funeral?
I mean, everybody in the roast community will
I
certainly
mean, you
come
can't
out.
get booked by a dead guy.
Well, here's the thing. I think everyone's going to say they're going to attend, and there's going to be a lot of last-minute cancellations.
Hey, Matt, would love to come to your funeral, but just got offered the check spot at New York Comedy Club.
Yeah.
Really don't feel comfortable saying no.
Hey, dude, I don't want to go. Nah, it's we love roast battle.
Would they? Do you think that they
Spit
would?
roast, right? That's what he calls it now.
Matt Maron's spit
We
roast.
love spit roast here.
Do
No,
you-
wait, that's gonna ruin him, right? Like we can't talk about this in front of Matt, but with Louis J. Gomez throwing his hat into the roasting community, it's done for our dear friend.
I think it might be done.
Yeah.
Or Matt Maron books spit roast, and then that's just the new roast show.
I hope so, dude.
I think
Well.
because I think Louis gets excited about new projects.
Yeah.
And then it gets kind of handed to somebody else. And
Ooh,
that's
just
not-
like his women, huh?
that is
Just like
true.
his women. Was that what you
Yeah.
were that what you were going to say?
Yeah.
We're on the
I
same
actually
wavelength.
hang out outside of his apartment.
Yeah, just
for
trying
the
to
next
look
time he breaks up with a woman. I'm like, hey, listen, I would never leverage my standing in comedy to get in your pants. Mostly because I don't have any standing in comedy, but
You got
if
a
I
little.
did,
got a
well,
little.
third mic on Locker Room Talk is a pretty big deal.
That's huge.
And I've been doing the 10 p.m. Tiny Cupboards.
Oh
That's
yeah.
a big deal too. For the confused tourists that don't know what's happening.
Oh, that room. That's the most interesting room. It's 1/3 tourists, non-English speaking tourists. 1/3 like the hipster white people that move there, and then the other third the locals.
Old Bush. You just alluded to black people, and Finnegan started barking. Get him, Finn.
He's,
That's awesome.
He's saying the N-word in K9.
He's trained to do that.
Go straight for the sagging pants.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but life is good, man. I can't complain.
Bab, your hair's getting so fucking long,
I know.
dude.
I have a hair. Listen to this. I have a haircut appointment tomorrow.
You're just burning through your fucking unemployment money. A haircut
know.
appointment? You got to go to a barber shop, or even better, find a Mexican guy with a pair of buzzers, and he'll just like. Bzzz. That's all you need.
Joe thinks I get unemployment after I quit my job.
You can
That's
if
how-
you
that's
if you
how-
say the boss threatened to rape you.
You didn't even think of that. I mean, she didn't with her words, but with her eyes.
By even being a woman in authority, subconsciously,
feels like
it
rape.
was dominating. Yeah, it's like rape. It's like assault for a man to have to be instructed by a woman to do anything.
Yeah.
And to throw in like a fucking 401k and a fucking paycheck, forget about it.
401k, that's very generous.
Yo, you don't have a 401k?
No, dude. I have an index fund that I have $1,000 and a few cents in.
Yikes.
Because I put $1,000 in, and I've watched it go from $1,011 down to $995. At which point I started panicking. I'm like, I have to
I'm
sell.
sorry. What is this account?
An index fund.
What's that?
It's related to the stock market in some way, but it's like super easy. Like you just give Chase $1,000 and they invest for you, and you look at it every day, and it goes from $995 to $111.
Is it supposed to be like a long-term game thing?
Yeah, but the thing is, I don't have any money now, so I have an index fund and I have a CD, and each have $1,000. That way, I'm ready for if I ever do have money. Like I know how.
How
it
did you put
works.
$1,000 on a compact disc?
I know, it's crazy, right? But in the 90s, they said they were indestructible.
Yeah.
My parents were like that with CDs because they were marketed. I'm too young to remember this, but CDs were marketed as indestructible.
Right.
And
Wait, were they really?
Yeah, and in comparison to like tapes or 8-tracks or records, they were.
They were like sturdier, but like, you know, that meant like, oh, you could get it like a little bit damp and it would still play, whereas, you know, most other media at that time would be like ruined. But people were like treating them like frisbees, using them as coasters and shit. And like, that's not what they were for. They had so much more value than they were actually worth, because like in hindsight, you could, it's like they were limited to like 650 megabytes, so like under a gigabyte. And then there were like bigger DVDs that were closer to like a gigabyte in data, which now is like nothing, you know. Now it's like, you know, the average 4K movie is like 4 of those DVDs.
Dude, when they started dropping, when you could do, instead of like a CD with the tracks where it was like an MP3 CD, like a data CD, bro, that changed fucking
everything.
Sick. And then how pissed would you be when you had like a data CD and you go to your friend's car and you're like, dude, I got the fucking, of course I have all the Biggie albums on this data disc, and they're like, oh, my car doesn't play data discs, and I'm like, I'm gonna hitchhike to this party now because I refuse.
That's such a thing only like a very select generation will understand, because people that were like older, they didn't really understand like the need for like burned CDs.
No.
And like younger people, it was purely streaming.
The time came and went so quick for the MP3, for the data CD.
I think like in hindsight, like, you know, like this millennial Gen X is going to be like clumped into like the physical media generation where like we still understand and like have like, it's going to be like, well, why'd you buy that movie on DVD? It's like, I like collecting the DVDs, like, but you can just watch it online whenever. It's like, yeah, but I like that, you know, it's going to be like such a niche hobby to
and
enjoy.
It's going to be tied in with doomsday prepping.
Oh, yeah.
Because the thing is, if Amazon doesn't want you to watch season 3 of The Wire, they could just turn it off.
Oh, I've already heard this argument from people who collect DVDs and Blu-rays, where they're like, oh, well, when the world ends or the power's out, I'm like, oh, you gonna have a DVD player generator going?
Yeah.
Fucking idiot. How you gonna get it to play?
Some guy's on a
Fucking
stationary
moron.
bike fucking firing up, and like the DVD starts spinning around.
Yeah.
Another guy's got a laser pointer, and it's hooked up to like a fucking projection screen where they have a fucking candle burning to ignite. Oh, man, that's awesome.
Yeah,
what a fucking utopia.
Yeah, they think they're so fucking cool watching the bonus features of Van Helsing. I'm out there sharpening a stick to survive.
And I've already killed myself at the first sign of trouble.
Yeah.
Because I'm not strong enough. That's the thing. I want a gun with one bullet, and the second the Martians land, lights out. I don't want to have to look for food, learn how to cook food.
Oh, wait, so sidetrack, you said aliens or Martians. Is that your like go-to end of the world? Is that how it's happening?
I think most likely it's going to be like Civil War.
Probably.
I think the Antifa people and the Proud Boy people, they're each going to get a little too excited, and we're going to get caught in the crosshairs. And a lot of us aren't going to have bike-generated DVD players.
Oh, no.
So we're going to have to just make our exit.
I like that it's an Antifa. Like, that's we're talking ground wars now.
Ground war, yeah.
Yeah, no drones. Do you imagine Antifa starts busting out drones? I mean, I guess it's possible. They just get a regular drone with a little claw that's holding a Molotov cocktail.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, it's
I'm
third
pumped.
world drones.
I can't wait, man. I'm
I
excited.
had to help my upstairs neighbor move.
Yuck.
And I know it was him and his non-binary partner.
Are you serious?
And
how old is he?
They both seem like college age.
Oh, for some reason, upstairs neighbor just makes it sound like an old man.
I am the old man of that building.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
I'm literally like the only I think guy that has like a semblance of a hairline receding.
Really?
In that, yeah. And I've been there for 2 years. This makes me an old head in Bushwick.
So you're like a gentrifier in that area.
Well, they are, I think.
Well, you are too.
Well, yes, but I'm a working class hero, as we know.
I see.
2 parents without college degrees. Everybody else in this apartment complex cannot say that. I bet they have some parents with master's degrees. I bet one of their parents is a goddamn PhD.
Really?
Yes. I'm willing to bet money on it. Like $3.
Okay. That makes sense. I mean, like, that's like most of this Gen Z generation is like that second degree wealth. And then they pretend they're not fucking wealthy. And they're like, yeah, I get money from my parents, but I hate them, so it evens out.
If you hate your
Yeah.
parents, then you could take as much money as you want from them.
Yeah, and it's like not even. It's like, oh, I'm redistributing it by fucking supporting this beautiful woman's OnlyFans. You know, it's like get lost,
Woman
fucking
in
creep.
quotes.
Get a fucking waifu pillow like a real man. You know, learn the ways of the sword. You know, don't fund some digital thought. You know, get out of here, dude. Fucking focus, dude. I become like the new Andrew Tate, you know, until I get fucking too powerful and then they bust me for pedophilia. That's how it is, dude. That's how you know someone's getting a little too powerful. The man brings them down by tempting them with these delicious little fucking kids.
He really didn't help himself by moving to Romania.
I know.
And people are like, why? And he's like, because more stuff is legal there. It's like, all right, well.
Yeah, we'd always be like, I'm in the fucking international waters where anything goes. You know, it's
I
like,
feel
just
like-
move to Europe where there's like a little more chill without it being like fucking it's anarchy. You know,
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I feel like Romania is still like,
vampires live there. My God, are you kidding me? That sounds so
Exactly.
evil, dude.
Uh-huh.
All those fucking curses, dude.
spooky.
You're fucking moving to your apartment. All of a sudden, a fucking bat flies in your window. That's the last thing you need.
That's a no from me, dog.
Yeah,
you ever been
dude.
to Romania, Chris?
No.
Don't go, dude. They'll fucking steal your little satchel
I
full
heard
of
that's where you
coin.
got to go to get the good hair plugs, though.
Yeah.
That's where the good hair treatment is.
Oh no, retarded Matt Maran is outside.
He's risen
dude.
from the dead.
Uh-oh.
He is risen.
Test 1 2. Matt microphone talking.
Turn it on, Joseph.
Yeah, I did turn it on. I turned it on just because you know he's not gonna fucking. Come on, dude.
He's
That
a good
oaf.
man. We joke around, but he's our friend.
We kid.
We're just joking around, Chris.
Man, I
It
told.
would be cool though
Yeah.
if you did a podcast with your mortal enemy.
Hey, guys, when he walks in, all at the same time, we're going to say, well, look what the cat dragged in.
Okay.
On my 3.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, I think
ready?
I hear
He's
Will
not going.
Finnegan.
3 5 4
Yeah, you hear his big lunky footsteps.
I hear a podcast about to come to a screeching halt.
Ooh, a screeching halt.
We're just goofing, dude. He's gonna talk about his day. He's gonna talk about the kids he tutored, or maybe he won't. He's very selective about his private life on here,
Well,
like the women he has a crush on. You know, Amy kisses Cardinelli. You know,
He admitted,
relax, dude. Don't fucking swoop in and steal his girl too. All right.
She did just follow me on Instagram.
Well, unfollow
What up,
her, dude, and be
Amy?
like, "I'm sorry, out of respect for your future boyfriend, whether you
1,
know it or
2,
not."
3.
Well.
Look
what the cat dragged in.
Guys, Matt Maran is joining us back from the dead. He
With
Nice,
a Bo
dude.
Hey.
Jackson shirt.
You guys are all about to see what happens every single time I come to the apartment before we start recording.
Yeah.
Finnegan attacks me.
Finnegan loves Matt
He was worried, dude.
because they're both big masculine energy. These guys.
Yeah.
Two most masculine men I know.
A little retarded. What's up, Finnegan?
Oh hell yeah! So yeah.
going. I'll play with Finn for a bit.
Hell yeah, dude. Matt Maran, this is Chris Metcalfe. He's a very successful New York City comedian.
Nice to
dude.
meet you. Yeah, I heard Chris was there when you popped the question.
He was.
Oh, dude. I almost threw up. I was laughing. You had me dying when you said that to me.
For
Or
those,
showed it to me.
yeah, for those of you that don't know, Kelly and I took a very nice picture at Ben Kirchenbaum's wedding, and I thought it would be funny to post. She said yes on my Instagram
With
story.
a picture of a ring.
A picture of a ring gif. Ring gif of it pulsating, not unlike an asshole, you know? So I thought it was like, ha ha ha, funny. Everyone was heart reacting. Everyone was sending congratulations, dude.
It's also funny, too, because if people believe that you would ask Kelly to marry you at someone else's wedding.
That's peak narcissistic.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
like something an evil stepmother does.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm
Yeah.
going to have your father propose to me at the wedding.
Yeah,
You know?
dude.
It's funny. I saw Chris a couple days ago, and he was telling me that he was at the wedding, and he said that you went to him and you were like, "Can you believe all these people are believing it?" And he's just like, "Yeah, what? It's not a crazy thing. Oh, this girl I've been living with for a year. I just told people I proposed to her. And
Hell yeah,
how
dude.
could anyone possibly think that's a possibility?"
Well, fucking get with the times, folks. All right?
Keep up with Joe.
We're just
Yeah.
we're just having a good ass time. We're just having a little laugh, as Prince Harry said when he dressed up like a Nazi.
Yeah.
How fucking
He's all in good fun, eh?
Oh, I'm dressed up as a Nazi. I am. It's all right. I'm gonna marry myself a black girl later.
It's called satire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My mom was killed by the Queen. She was. How cool was that, dude?
Yeah.
Princess Diana, like she was slutting it up in the fucking kingdom, and the queen was like, hell no.
Let these camera
Yeah.
guys kill her.
Yeah, so she had Antifa go in with one of those drones with a fucking Molotov cocktail attached to it.
Yeah.
And then like the press was like, this is fucking cool because damn, how cool would it have been if Diana had like a fucking TikTok, she would have gone like live on TikTok where it's like, I'm in a limo right now, we're going pretty fast.
Playing Lady
Yeah.
Gaga paparazzi while she's
Yeah.
getting fucking chased down the fucking British highway.
Did you ever see the Mel Gibson movie Paparazzi?
No.
Where it was about like this celebrity where the paparazzi go too far and followed his wife and kid in a car and it caused them to have an accident, and then the paparazzi were like taking photos instead of helping. So then this movie star who was jilted by the paparazzi begins hunting the very paparazzi responsible for his wife's death.
Is
It's
Mel
fucking
Gibson the celebrity
He's like
in the
he
movie?
He's like the
who's-
director.
Oh,
of it, dude.
okay.
It's even
I'm like wondering,
wilder.
is Mel Gibson think the reason people are mad at him is because the paparazzi went too far?
No.
It's like, man, this paparazzi keeps telling people I denied the Holocaust.
Dude, I love that there's like, that there was paparazzi guys that were like making a good living through like the 90s and the early 2000s, and then
Yeah.
like the phones came out and they
Yeah.
were like,
Yeah.
what happened to this world? What happened to good old fashioned paparazziing?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Like that Getty
Chase,
image.
everyone's
Yeah.
a paparazzi now.
The new season of Black Mirror, there's an episode about like a girl who's a paparazzi camera person, and it takes place in like early 2000s because it's just like the world of like who's gonna get the first picture of this celebrity. Just anyone with a phone now does it.
Yeah.
Like you can't really do that storyline in
Well,
modern times.
Yeah, they
That-
have
that-
to like up.
yeah.
I feel like the ones that are still in the game, that they had to like change their tactic. Like it was like, we're gonna follow them. I know I got caught wind that they're at this hotel, so I'm
Yeah.
gonna hang out there and get them.
but
Versus like now
anyone
it's like
could do that now. Yeah.
right, but now I feel like if the ones that are still doing it, they gotta like hide like a camera in like a toy. They gotta go like deep.
Well, and like when they get like a fucking voice clip of somebody, it's not like they used to have like microphones back then. Like, what do you have something to say? What do you have to say about that? Like, no fucking. But now,
Everyone puts their phones
yeah,
out.
now like they just hold up their phone. The
Right.
very
Yeah.
phone that films this incredible alt-right podcast, dude. Isn't that crazy? It captures it captures groundbreaking presidents making announcements and also thin hate speech of three Aryan men just trying to make ends meet and
Yeah.
find a day job. How was your day job, Matt?
All right, I coach youth sports, so I just get like yelled at by 3-year-olds,
Oh.
or I have 3-year-olds who just don't want to do the thing, and I just have to. Honestly, I just have to make it look like I'm doing enough of an effort that the parents aren't mad at me.
Ooh.
What's your favorite sport? Is it always the same sport?
No, I do different sports.
What's your favorite sport to lead the children in?
I get it. It's not even the sport that depends. I mean, baseball was like my first sport, so baseball, softball I like because I probably know it the best. I haven't coached martial arts in a while, but I used to coach a lot of wrestling and martial arts. It's more about whether or not the kids are engaged. If the kids are engaged and everything's kind of even, then probably baseball or wrestling, because those are the ones that I like know the most.
Right.
But it's more of I'd rather do tennis with kids who are into it than baseball with kids who aren't.
Ooh.
It's more about whether the kids like actually want to do something, because they don't want to do anything. Then I'm just like, fuck, am I gonna get in trouble because this kid isn't paying attention, even though I'm doing everything I can?
Right, you're wrestling this kid in front of
Yeah.
his parents.
Yeah,
And they're like, Mr. Marin, please control your
All the
erection."
kids take the bottom position.
I pay
Yeah.
way more attention. I do pay way more attention to the kids with the hot mom.
Yeah.
You're like, watch me fucking body slam your
Yeah.
son. Look how hot I am.
Here's a wrestling move where I pin you down and you got to avoid getting my drool in your mouth. And he just has like a fucking big ass thing. What if that's a fucking Big Brother wrestling
Yeah.
move right there? Like that's like
Yeah.
fucking crazy. You ever have a fucking Big Brother do that shit to you, or were you an only
I
child?
was the oldest.
Hell yeah.
I
So
love
you
how
were
the
doing that
options
shit.
were youngest child or only child.
Hell yeah, dude. You got that
No way, you're an older sibling.
You got the Big Brother. You got the low key Big Brother energy.
Yeah.
Me
Yeah.
too, baby. I'm the Big Brother. I fucking beat the shit out of my sister, dude. But she also
Really?
beat the shit out of me.
Yeah, I
We-
beat the shit
yeah.
out of his sister too.
Oh, no,
Last
you
time I saw her, we were at Olive Garden. She was pretty rude. No,
Give her a little
cool.
slap. Give her a little
She
slap.
put Matt in his place.
Yeah.
Because she went, "Are you fucking retarded?" And like that was like the first time Matt ever had to put some serious insight into himself. And like, damn, am I really retarded? Am I fucking retarded?
What is retarded?
Matt's like the philosopher. What, how
Am
can
I
one,
retarded?
How can one be retarded?
Yeah.
In a capitalist society.
Exactly. Yeah. In a socialist society, we can all be retarded.
Can one be retarded if one believes in God?
Yeah.
And accepts Christ into his heart?
Yeah.
Nice, dude.
But yeah, you have a younger sibling or siblings?
I have two. My brother's 2 years younger than me. He lives here in the city, and then my sister, 10 years younger.
10
Damn.
years?
Yeah.
Whoa, relax, Matt.
No,
Yeah.
I always, when I was like 10, I remember the kids who had like a baby sibling. My brother's 2 years younger than me, and I think there's a period where like you want like like a much younger sibling. When you're like 10, 11, 12, it's like that'd be cool to have like a baby around, not this fucking annoying 8-year-old.
Yeah, I don't know. We had it pretty good. It was just like me and my brother, and then all of a sudden the miracle of my sister came, and it was like, oh shit.
The miracle or the accident?
The accident. Yeah. My dad got a vasectomy immediately after.
Oh, nice, dude. Lesson learned.
Yeah.
What a costly lesson, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My parents had to like they tried really hard to have a baby when they had me, and then so a couple years later they were like, all right, we don't really need. We took a fucking effort to make that one. So then they like didn't plan for my brother. They were like happy, but at one point me and my brother were kids just arguing, and I was just like, he was like, you were a test tube baby. I'm like, yeah, because they cared and wanted me. You were the accident. And my mom came in at that point and said, he wasn't an accident. He was a surprise. I'm like, and he was like, Mom, that's worse. Don't say that.
My mom calls my sister a miracle.
Oh, okay.
Oh, damn, dude. But that makes it seem like your dad had a narrow urethra or something like that. I didn't plan on it. I had trouble busting a nut.
Yeah.
Damn,
For those of
dude.
you who don't know, my dad is King of the Hill.
Yes.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Chris Metcalfe.
Damn it, Chris.
Damn it, Chris.
Damn it, Chris.
Oh!
Change your sister's diaper.
Damn, dude.
Yeah. Did you beat the shit out of your little siblings? Wrestling moves?
My brother and I would like fight, and it would get physical, but I wouldn't like beat the shit out of him.
Yeah.
I would like I would like tease him like a little bit,
Yeah.
like when we were young. But I
You
feel like
gotta
that's
do
just
that.
like experimental type of
Yeah.
shit, where you're like, it's like the Nazis, you know? They're like, what happens when we boil you?
Yeah.
You know,
So
you
I
just
try to tell my brother when he's mad about stuff. I'm like, look, I was just like the Nazis.
Yeah.
yeah. I was experimenting.
Yeah.
Some things were cool, some things weren't.
Yeah.
We grow from this.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Hell yeah,
It is
dude.
crazy the shit. No one wants to talk about the things that the Third Reich came up with. Were the experiments ethical? No.
They invented this microphone I'm speaking into right now.
Did they really invent the
That's what
microphone?
Kanye said.
I know that they invented
I don't think so.
something that has to do with rockets that we use at NASA,
Yeah.
and something with they help with
The
some
six rings, the Olympic
disease.
logo.
Was that them?
That was 1936 Berlin Olympics.
No, what? That was like based on fucking Athens, Greece shit, dude. That's like an ancient symbol.
I mean, it like came from that, but the modern version of it was there. Same thing with like the swastika. The Nazis are fucking hacks.
Yeah,
now
they,
that
took
I
that
think of-
from
they took
the
it from
Buddhists
India.
or-
They're fucking
they
hacks.
flipped it and reversed
Yeah, they
it.
are fucking.
That's my
hacks.
biggest problem with the Nazis.
No, dude, they sampled it, dude,
sampled-
and they remixed it.
And Kanye is sampling Nazism now.
Yeah.
Dude, that's
Making it more
fucking-
palatable for a new generation.
Yeah.
One cool thing is like the Nazis were like fucking figuring out like the occult and aliens and shit.
Well,
you
I
know?
heard part of that. I just listened to Dan Carlin, that hardcore.
Where I
history
get all
pod-
my history.
Dude,
Yeah.
I just listened to the World War I series, and he talked a little bit about how like the occult, they would like send Nazis to like India and shit to like study like that Nazi symbol that they took, and they tried to like connect all these dots to be like, look, the hatred has been here forever. Like to be like, we claims it. This is just, we're just carrying on the tradition. Like
That
they didn't
sounds
Trying
like
to
they
find
just-
like Hindus being anti-Semitic,
Like, literally,
1,000
yeah,
years
yeah.
ago.
I mean, that just sounds like fucking the German version of Manifest Destiny.
Yeah.
You know, just only they lost the war. So they're like, can you believe they were sick and vile and did that? It's like, yeah, like how we spread
if we lost the
Catholicism
yeah.
throughout fucking America. Like all these Native Americans where it's like, oh, we have a white man's burden. We have to tell everybody.
If we lost the Mexican-American War in like the mid-1800s and Mexico became this country, it would have been like, remember what those fucking Americans tried to do that one time?
oh, yeah, dude.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, without Manifest Destiny, we wouldn't have Hawaii.
That's
true.
true. But
You
then
wouldn't
we
have
could have.
California. You wouldn't have the Bay Area and the Punchline Comedy Club.
Damn, dude. I guess it was all worth it, dude.
Thank you, Manifest Destiny.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nazis, for giving me a home club, dude.
Where did you start in New York, Chris? Stand up?
I did.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Are you originally from New York?
Jersey.
Jersey.
Yeah.
Where in Jersey?
Moved around a bit, but like North Jersey mostly, like Bergen
Gotcha.
County
Okay.
kind of area.
yeah,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I remember North Jersey, like Elizabeth, Hackensack, Patterson.
Yeah.
I did runs back when I was wrestling. I did runs of shows there that were like the nicest places during the day and the scariest places at night.
Yeah.
Usually, if I was used to going to a place where if it was scary, it was just all right. This is a hood area. This is fucked up stuff happens here. This is a nice area. I'd never been somewhere where like fucking Patterson looks so suburban and nice during the day.
Yeah.
At night
And
it
then-
gets a little ooga
The-
booga.
yeah. The dichotomy is
Yeah.
real down there.
Yeah.
It's like it's weird though. Like, have you ever been to like Baltimore?
Yes.
Baltimore is like you'll be
Once, yeah.
driving down like one street and it's like pristine, like
Yeah.
really nice houses, and you literally turn a corner and it's like the hood and Tyrone's Chicken. Like,
I remember
It's
doing.
abrupt.
I
It's
did.
Yeah.
A,
abrupt
I did a
change.
security gig there years ago, and so we were bussed down there from New York, and we stopped at a gas station, like grab something to eat or whatever, and it was like the bulletproof glass, so you had to point to anything you want behind the glass.
Yeah.
I hadn't seen that before, and I'm from New York. I've been in like bad areas in New
Right.
York, but never like every single thing inside. Everything you could buy is behind bulletproof glass.
Dude, I heard San Francisco is like that now. Like everything at the Walgreens is like behind. Like, you know how like here, like for certain products like deodorant, you have to like buzz them
Yeah.
over. There, it's like literally everything is behind.
Well, it's like some shit where it's like the laws in San Francisco where it's like if you steal under $5,000 worth of merchandise, they can't really press charges. So people just go in there and like ransack it all the time. And
Yeah.
I haven't been there in like 4 years, so I don't know. It's all here.
It's falling apart without you.
I know, dude. Like, what happens when like the fucking heart and soul of a city leaves, dude? It
Yeah.
just becomes a shell of its former self. And
Yeah.
look at New York by contrast.
Yeah.
Better than ever, dude.
Absolutely.
Better than ever,
The
dude.
Joe Gorman effect.
The Joe Gorman effect, baby. I'll bring up the community. It's like, damn, this guy just has like a good attitude about comedy.
Yeah.
Where it's not about the grunt, it's just about the experience. About a little thing I call audience satisfaction.
Yeah.
Which is something these fucking grinders don't appreciate. Like, oh, I'm sure that audience loved being interrogated for that little clip where you ask if somebody's gay or not.
Dude.
I'll never ask the audience shit, dude. I don't give a fuck about you.
I'll
I don't
only.
give a fuck about a little clip for some.
Yeah.
I'll buy followers, dude.
I'll
If
only.
that's what it takes. I don't give a shit. I'll fucking pay for that. Like 10,000 Instagram followers, $45, legit. I don't give a fuck, dude.
Yeah.
Who cares? It's all subjective.
Yeah. I'll only ask the audience something if I know the host already asked that audience member that same question.
Yeah. The only thing I'll ask.
Don't do crowd work if you haven't been in the room for most of the show up to that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many? There's already people who are like, I don't want to sit in front because I don't want to be asked where I'm from or what I do for work. Imagine now they have the story of I went and 3 different comedians asked me where I'm from.
Yeah.
Do for
Some
work.
little Jewish kid who talks like a black guy kept asking me what I did for a living, dude. Because that's what Gen Z comedy is now, dude. They all have that. They all have that Roger Klotz haircut.
Jewish kid who
and-
talks like a black guy. At first, I was trying to think. I'm like, is he talking about Jared Schwartz? I don't
Yeah,
know.
I know. That's who I was thinking. I was like,
You trying to chill?
Oh, it's like fucking. Well, like he's one of many. Like that's like
Yeah.
the style right
That's
now.
just the Gen Z,
Yeah.
the Jewish.
yeah, but I've
kids,
never
yeah.
seen Jared do the thing. I've seen young comics do the thing where they literally set up their camera and you like there's a certain cadence, the way they're setting them up, they're like they're all they're doing is clip, like they're looking for clips.
Yeah.
There's
It's like
not
a-
a
yeah.
single piece of like material being laid out.
Yeah.
And then I've watched them at the end of their sets be like, well, I guess I didn't get any clips out of this one. You guys were rough. Like, it's like, what the fuck?
Why are you trying to perform in front of a relative audience when you got a real audience right in front of you that's dying to hear the N-word, dude? You know, it's like
How's
it's
that
like
for
I
a
see them.
clip?
They're like getting fucking weak. They're like, I need to hear a white guy say the N-word. I can't. I fucking paid $15. I need to. And like everyone's like, oh, fucking gay people should adopt kids and fucking transgender rights and all this nonsense. They want to hear a white guy say the N-word, dude. You know?
Yeah, it is interesting. Like,
Me, Aaron
of-
Berg, Gino Bisconte. Who are the other fucking heroes in the New York? Who are also the atlases holding up the New York comedy scene with shoulders strong by saying the N-word multiple times?
Yeah.
I guess it's me and 2 ex-best friends.
Aaron-
Maybe I'll be the fucking bridge that maybe I can get them to fucking fix it. They really were our generation's Opie and Anthony.
yeah. I'd say so.
I do believe that. Gino and Aaron Berg. Gino and Aaron, please come on the show. Put your differences aside. We'll figure it out. I'm sorry to fucking plead for a different audience or a guest in the middle of a podcast.
I don't give
Sometimes it's
Listen,
you know.
if
Chris,
Aaron
you've been a
Berg
great-
showed up here right now, I'd kill myself
How
and
about,
give him this
how about
seat.
that? Matt would have to challenge him to a bench press contest because Matt can't stand being the second strongest guy in the room. And then if he lost, he'd be like, "Well, he's on like TRT, and then there's a special creatine that I can't afford. But if I could, I'd definitely put up those numbers too."
I'm all natural, baby.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Just beef jerky.
Just beef jerky and muscle milk.
Just any of the muscle milk
Beef
that's
jerky,
available.
muscle milk, and Jack Daniels. That's what. That's how you
Hell
get this.
yeah.
Yeah.
I want to get as jacked as possible with
Yeah.
food behind
Jack.
6 inch.
I want to get Jack
Yeah.
Daniels.
Hell yeah! You put a little protein powder in your whiskey.
I did once pour some whiskey in muscle milk.
Ooh, look
I was
you
at a
go.
party and I had muscle milk, and there was another comic was like, I jokingly said my two favorite drinks are muscle milk and Jack Daniels, and he said, "I dare you to try it together."
I bet you had
not
to-
great.
You had to car bomb it, I would imagine, right? Like just drink it fast before it curdles.
Yeah, basically,
The good old Irish car bomb.
Car bombs, now those rock, dude.
Yeah,
That's
I haven't
fucking
had one of
rules.
those in a minute.
It's weird to drink it outside of St. Patrick's Day, though. It's like I feel like an alcoholic.
It's a
when I do
lot.
that.
It's also there's a lot of moving parts to that, like drink or
It
shot.
really
whatever you
is
wanna
a
call it.
young-
You got to do like
yeah.
part Jameson, part Bailey's, and you got
Yeah.
to drop it into a fucking
pint of Guinness.
yeah, and then you got to slam it all back, and then the thing slides back. It's like
Yeah.
there's so much
have
going
you
on.
guys, Have either of you ever had the Irish trash can?
No.
I had that once on St. Patrick's Day. It's like literally everything. It's gross, but I liked it. So it's like you do some of like gin, some vodka, some like everything. I think blue curacao, and then an upside down Red Bull on top. Yeah,
Nervous, huh?
I like the. Did you ever have the mind eraser?
I've heard of that. I
Mind
think-
erasers are good. I forget the order that you have to pour them all in a certain order. You pour them
Yeah.
into like a rocks glass or like a highball, fill it with ice, and it's vodka, Kahlua, and club soda, and it all sits like layered. And you put a straw in it and you pound it with a straw, and it's fucking banging. It's fucking banging.
Yeah. I did just so yesterday. I went to a Mets game. My old college
Uh-oh.
roommate. He works with like computer security company, and when other companies are trying to like get them to do their security, they basically bribe them. So they got him like tickets to a Mets game, and the vendor who was gonna go with him couldn't make it, so he just invited me. So we just sat front row at a Mets game, and they were like, give us receipts for anything you get, and we'll pay for it. So we just got like every cocktail on the specialty cocktail menu there.
Hell yeah.
And they're all named after like different baseball things. So
Nice.
it's like it's just like some fruity mix with vodka, and it's called the Field of Dreams.
I mean, like getting like a full like dinner at the baseball, like that's like easily $60 to $100.
I mean,
Yeah,
I just
dude.
got a hot dog and fries, and then just a lot of drinks. But yeah, we spent at least $100 just on drinks.
That's nothing for a big company, though. They have it
Yeah.
all in that expense report.
Yeah.
And if they don't spend that money this fiscal quarter, then they get less of it next. So they
Yeah.
have to burn through that.
Yeah,
money
they have
sometimes.
some of those places. Yeah, they have to spend it.
Yeah, it's like wild. It's wild how crazy wasteful that is.
Yeah, it was fun. So they have all these like cocktails that are like different mixes, and then one of them is just called the Classic, and it's just bourbon and Coke. That needed to be listed on the cocktail menu.
You'd be surprised.
It's specialty cocktail. I don't know if that's a specialty,
It's,
but
I'm a fan of expensive boozes in inappropriate drinks. Like
Yeah.
I used to bartend for a long time.
Yeah.
You know the Japanese whiskey Yamazaki 12-year?
I haven't tried Japanese whiskey.
Fucking banging.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's so smooth if you're into that kind of shit. And my old boss, he was like, you want to have the most like sacrilege fucking whiskey ginger you've ever had in your life, and he just gave me a fucking like gun ginger ale, just Yamazaki 12-year and ginger ale. It was
Yeah.
out of this fucking world. But if priced like those bottles now are probably like $200-$300 a bottle, so it was
Yeah.
probably like a $20 or more
Yeah.
like whiskey
Mine,
ginger.
I do
That's so
Tullamore.
funny.
I do Tullamore Dew and ginger ale. That's my because I'm a big bourbon guy. And some Irish whiskeys, but Tullamore Dew I like a lot. Irish whiskeys I could do with ginger ale, but when I'm doing just like I'll just drink whiskey on the rocks sometimes, and I like bourbon probably the best of those of
You're a
that.
sick fuck, dude.
But I haven't tried. I haven't when I mention that I like whiskey. A lot of people have said I should try Japanese whiskey.
Well, what's sick about the Japanese whiskey is you know how like scotches, they blend the shit. They'll be like, oh, we're running out. Just like, do all the blends.
Yeah.
The Japanese are like, whatever we got, we got.
Yeah.
Because they're like perfectionists. You know what I mean? Like, if the recipe's bad, they're gonna seppuku. You know, we're gonna kill ourselves
Hell yeah,
because
dude.
this barrel's not what it's supposed to be.
Seppuku. I haven't tried that whiskey. Is
That's a good
it taste like harakiri? At all?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
There's sushi and Pikachu. My favorite Japanese whiskeys.
Yeah. Dude. Wait. Bro, don't be racist. I don't think Pokemon is Japanese, is it?
Japanese.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, I thought it was Korean.
No.
No.
They would never have a Korean product in America.
I think it was Digimon was Korean, right?
Digimon was like, it was,
Or was that also Japanese?
It might have also been Japanese,
Maybe.
dude. It probably
Yeah.
all came from fucking that goofy little island, dude.
Yeah.
They're
But-
cool.
Yeah. The Japanese are cool.
Yeah, they're all right.
Japanese are. I've never been there. I want to go there. Japanese
you ever
are
been?
fucking sick, dude.
Joe's a quarter Japanese.
Yeah, but I missed. I was supposed to go with my grandma, but now she's dead, so now I never get to go to Japan.
Yeah.
Wait, are you really quarter Japanese?
Yeah, but I don't know how to speak anything. I don't know how to.
He can do
speak
the
it.
voice though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's enough to do the voice,
I can
man.
I just walk around like I'm like, oh, where is a bathhouse? Find a little girl and take
Yeah.
a shit. And it's like, oh, you want the? And then they fucking tell me where to go.
you
Like,
just
yeah.
go tattoos.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I can tell he's Japanese from that.
Yeah.
It's like you just took a journey to the Far East on this
Yeah.
couch.
Yeah. But yeah, so at the Mets game, there was like one of the other people with this other company was just there and like texted my friend. We're in like it's like the fourth inning. We're just like at one of the bars drinking and text him. Hey, I'd like to come meet with you. I'll buy you a beer at the top of the fifth. And we've been drinking a lot. And he's like, oh, I kind of need to sober up now in the next half inning. So he gave me the rest of his drink. So I just like downed both of our drinks. And then we go and meet this guy. And he offers to buy me a beer too. And I was like, no, I don't really drink that much. I'm working on my summer bod. And I just chugged 2 cocktails. Afterwards, I asked my friend, I was like, was I like slurring when I said that? And he was like, no, I think he actually thinks you don't drink. As soon as they left and he was out of sight, we went and got more booze.
Hell yeah, dude.
But yeah, and then I got home and was still pretty drunk and saw that the guy in the Yankees threw a perfect game.
Wait, so this would be the equivalent of like somebody had like box tickets. And so there's
Not
other
box
were there like
tickets,
other like clients?
No, it
there?
wasn't like in a suite where there's like a whole bunch of
But they have these seats that are theirs.
No, this guy I think just bought tickets on his own. The guy who bought the tickets for my friend works with the same company, but it was like no, he just bought the tickets.
Dude, I've been in like those have you ever been in like those box seat situations?
I've been
where
in
they're,
a
like,
suite before,
and it's
yeah.
like different groups are all
Yeah.
there, and it's like through some like corporate whatever. Bro, that shit is like, it's so weird, man.
One time, so it was a friend of mine had a friend whose family was doing that thing. So we went, and I just hung out with my friend and his friend. Everyone else I didn't talk to really at all, and I didn't really want to. But it was the Mets game where 50 Cent threw out the worst first pitch in history. If you've never seen it, look up 50 Cent first pitch. It like lands on the ground 4 feet this way.
Ouch.
And just completely off. And he did a concert after the game on the pitcher's mound. So I just watched 50 Cent throw a terrible pitch, then watched the Mets game, and then watched 50 Cent do a concert in a suite. It was having a friend who has I don't even have the rich friends, but I'll have a friend who has a rich friend.
Right.
I'm even one more removed from that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, it's so weird, like, I don't know, I'm like really bad at like that small talk shit, and then
Yeah.
there's always like the pressure of like, if it's one of my friends who's bringing me like how you described, then you're like, well, now I gotta be like on my best behavior now
Yeah,
because
a
I don't
little
want to
bit.
like embarrass you
Yeah.
in front of these other people. The one time I went years ago before I saw Monday Night Raw at the
Nice.
Barclays at a box.
Okay.
And like all I wanted to, I'm not even that big into wrestling.
That's a little bit like the expensive whiskey with the dump.
Yeah.
Box seats at Monday Night Raw.
Dude, seriously. Dude, and I wanted to be like, let's fucking go.
Yeah.
But there was like fucking all these chos in like suits that were just
yeah.
like, it'd be fun to go check out the wrestling match.
How funny would it be? Like, and like, there's no way like the wrestler going to interact with you. Like, Sami Zayn is working his way to the box seat.
Yeah.
It's not gonna, he's like fucking going all the way up to the very fucking top, getting through the velvet rope.
If they're there and like, I can't believe I'm in a dump like Brooklyn, and you start booing, and everyone else is like, this fucking idiot is booing. What's wrong with him?
This guy commuted from Manhattan.
That's what we're supposed to do. That's the thing. We're here for Monday Night Raw.
It's part of the pageantry, you pussies.
What are you guys watching pro wrestling with little opera glasses or some shit?
With a fucking monocle?
Yeah.
Who is this dastardly fiend Stone Cold?
Yeah.
I don't like his working class background. Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, I remember dating a girl who worked with like a company that did all these like gala type events that she wanted me to go to all the time. And she would tell me that she hated that world and that what she liked about me was I was an escape from that world.
Nice.
And I would tell
Yeah,
her
you're the opposite
exactly.
of a gala,
Yes.
Matt.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I hate like culture and sophistication
Yeah.
and cleanliness.
Well, that's
and
she'd
I love
always-
it because you're the polar
You're
opposite,
the opposite
of that.
of philanthropy.
Matt, like I love
yeah.
it. You just got this eat out of a trash can vibe that I find
Basically.
irresistible. Like
Yeah.
caviar, I think not. How
Yeah.
about 3-day-old Hot Pocket you
Yeah.
found on the floor?
Half the time, all the things she would say to me to sound like compliments did sound like insults like that.
No, I think she was just insulting you, Matt. And you're
You're
like,
real
this chick digs me.
You're real salt of the earth.
Yeah.
You're just dirt.
Yeah.
She's
Really
like, you're
would.
so gross. Like,
Yeah.
you're vibe. I've never. How could somebody get like? Are you saying you never met a guy like me before?
Yeah.
I need a guy who's never been to a gala or a ball or a prom or
Yeah.
really any formal event whatsoever.
Yeah,
It's a
I skipped my high school prom. I had my first ever pro wrestling match the day of my high school prom.
Nice.
So-
See, that's what she loved
Yep.
in you.
Well,
Yeah.
that would have been awesome if Matt went on to become like a professional wrestler. But I mean, now it's like
a famous,
now-
famous.
yeah.
I did.
now
I did,
he's just a guy that didn't go to prom.
I did.
We're just
yeah.
goofing, Matt. You're a success.
I
But
did. I did just get a DM from like a comedy fan who said he saw me on a wrestling show back in the day.
Nice.
Hell
dude.
Yeah. Yeah, he told me that during my entrance, he yelled out, "I have better abs than you," and said that I yelled back at him, "You're under 6 feet tall and you've never made a woman come."
And that's when you.
Yeah, that sounds
And
like
that's
me.
when you knew you'd be a roast comic.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, dude.
I mean, when I started doing roasts, I had a couple of jokes that I'd said when I was wrestling that I just like moved over to comedy.
Seamless transition, brother.
But yeah, this I sent when the guy sent me the message on his school, I sent it to my family group chat, and I was wondering what my mom and dad were gonna say, and they immediately my mom was just like, "Oh my God, someone recognized you! I'm so proud of you!" Just not even addressing the fact that I yelled at a man, "You've never made a woman come in public." My
yeah,
parents
dude.
just like, "We're proud of you. That's nice."
A little pat on the head.
Yeah.
Good boy.
They understood it was kayfabe.
Exactly. Yeah. Are you a big wrestling guy?
What was the era like with like Sergeant Slaughter and like the real characters?
Oh, that
What
was
that
like
era
the
called?
late 80s. That was 80s.
That was kind of like when I was really into it. Like when I
Yeah.
was like a little kid. Like I
Yeah.
have the action figures and shit.
Okay.
I had what's his name? Money Man.
the
$1 Million Man.
Yeah, I had what was that wrestling?
Ted DiBiase, the Wrestle Buddies.
Yeah, I had a
Ted-
wrestle buddy of the
Ted
Money.
DiBiase, he would have been a great roaster. He used
Yeah.
to do a thing where he would say everybody's got a price, so he would like take people from the audience and say he'll give them $100 they can do a task. So you have like a kid with a basketball say, if you can dribble this ball 10 times, I'll give you $100. And on the 9th one, he'd kick it out from under him and been like, "You don't do it, you don't get it. That's that's life. You got to learn this lesson sooner or later."
How fucking cool is it that his son, Ted DiBiase Jr., got arrested for real life embezzlement and shit, too?
Yeah,
That's
He
awesome.
was like a part of, I think, the Brett Favre thing in
Yeah.
Mississippi.
He
Like
was like,
father, like son.
that was a real ass $1 million fucking
A real
man
$1 million
thing.
man
yeah,
move.
yeah.
Damn, I bet if he was still in the WWE, they'd have him like a Bitcoin fucking guy.
Yeah,
like
he
one of
would
those
do
Wall
it.
Street
He'd make it part of
bros.
his character.
God damn, that would have been so cool.
He was really good. I remember I was watching a lot when him and Cody Rhodes debuted. They were like both sons of legendary wrestlers.
There was like 3 of them. It was like
Randy
Cody-
Orton.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
he was like the leader of them. And they were, like
Yes.
the generation or something. What was it?
Legacy.
Legacy, that's
Yeah.
it.
And then Ted DiBiase of him and Cody Rhodes seemed like the one with the brighter future at the time. And then he just quit wrestling and became like a Christian missionary guy.
Whoa.
How lame
Yeah.
was that, dude? That's
and
fucking
then
tracks.
embezzled a bunch of money and stole from poor people or whatever.
Well, that's what all those fucking
Allegedly.
guys do. That's like anytime like Mace or any like rapper or football player becomes like a pastor.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, it's a fucking tax write-off.
And
Yeah.
it is.
They
it
can
always
run it all
is.
through it. Yeah.
How dare they, dude?
Yeah.
Vile.
I miss that era of like I don't even I never got that into UFC, but like UFC now to me it's like it's cool. I couldn't do it, but I used to like the old UFC when it was like a dude in a gi.
Yeah.
And then like it was like Street Fighter shit.
Like a Taekwondo guy versus sumo wrestler.
yeah. Like that was the that
And there
like
were
I
no
wish they brought
rules.
that back.
Dude, there's an old video of that Taekwondo guy, Keith Hackney.
Wait,
He
is
was-
that the black guy? The
No.
bald black guy? There was a bald black
The
guy that would get
sumo
people in
guy
his
or-
hold, and he would get their head
Oh,
between his
fucking-
elbow and his knee,
yes.
and he would just go,
I forgot his
and their
name.
heads were-
Yes, that was
Yeah.
like that's one of the
Fucked up,
craziest
dude.
knockouts.
You never see that shit, dude? That was like his. Do you know who I'm talking
Yes,
about?
I know the. I remember that specific move. I forgot the guy's name. It was like Paul Maurice Smith, maybe
Something like that.
But there was a guy, Keith Hackney, did Taekwondo stuff. I remember him knocking out a sumo wrestler. He wrestled. Or not wrestled. He fought Joe Son and like held his legs open and repeatedly punched him in the nuts and won by submission. And that guy who he did it to is like serving a lifetime jail sentence for like violent rape now.
Damn,
he's
dude.
he's the guy in Austin Powers who throws the shoe. The who throws
wait,
the shoe.
really? That's him?
Yeah. He got his ass kicked in a
shit.
UFC fight by getting kicked in the balls and then raped someone. I think it was like part of a gang rape or something like that.
Whoa.
Yeah.
You know
That
what?
is
No,
fucked.
thank you.
That's like part of his like Street Fighter profile.
Yeah. His official defense was me so sorry.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Then he threw his shoe at the judge.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I think I'm realizing that both with I'm into the outfits and the characters.
In pro
Like,
wrestling, yeah.
Yeah, because like I felt like after like it kind of started phasing out with like right around when like Stone Cold and The Rock, and then like after that it turned
That's
into
when I
what
was the-
UFC is now, where it's like they're all just like
The way they
kind of
look,
well-rounded and like they're
Yeah.
not like these characters anymore. They're just like
It became a little bit more reality based, where it was like, instead of Stone Cold and The Rock, it was John Cena. It's just his real name.
yeah.
And some of them are Kurt Angle, but he was an Olympic medalist. So
And even
it's-
that was like an exaggerate. A broken freaking neck.
Yeah, they still exaggerate stuff.
And now like
yeah,
Ronda
they-
Rousey's just like, I'm Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
And it's like, who cares? Because after she lost her fucking UFC women's title weight championship, she talked about wanting to kill herself. And it's like, that's not a tough woman. Somebody that wants to fucking kill them. Big fucking tough
Real
woman.
women don't kill themselves.
She was like saying like, oh, I'd fuck up Cain Velasquez in a fight. It's like, you wanted to kill yourself. Doesn't sound tough to me. Now watch. People can be like, that fucking fat piece of shit. He wouldn't last 5 seconds in a ring. It's like, I would if I had a gun. And she wasn't allowed to have a gun.
I think you do
Let's
pretty
make
well.
let's make it a fucking fair fight. All right, she's fucking trained in top
I
cardio
thought he was
shape.
gonna say she's trans.
Yeah. I go in as is, but I got a gun.
Yes.
All right. What are the? That's a fair fight. Like it would be unfair because she has like the fucking strength, and as we've established, women are just as competent as men athletically. So that's not who would survive. If it's a fair fight, I get a handicap, a gun.
Yeah.
You guys. would-
How cool would that be?
Yeah.
You
I
guys.
fucking shot like a fucking outline of her body, and I'm like, you get one. It's like that's fucking tough, dude. Hell yeah. Dude.
Yeah, because when I started wrestling, it was like 2008 or so. So it was
Nice.
I didn't want like a over the top corny name because at that point it was like John Cena. Guys were using like their real names, but I fucking knew I had to come up with a fake name to protect my anonymity because I was going to be famous
You're
one
gonna be
day.
huge, dude.
Matt Marinara.
Yeah, I was Matt Marinara. My middle name is Nicholas, and I saw Shawn Michaels just made his first name and middle name switch, so I was Nick Matthews. Which now,
Yeah,
anytime I
that's-
tell,
like that's like that was appropriate for the time, but to me, I'm like in my mind, I'm like.
everyone's
Nick
like, "What's
the
your
Dick,
wrestling?
Nick
Yeah,
Dick, like something
what's your
crazy.
wrestling name?" And I say
Yeah.
Nick Matthews. No one's ever not disappointed.
Yeah.
Although I mean, like the top guys now is just Seth Rollins.
And also,
That's
like,
not his
all
real
their
name.
back-
Seth
Backstories.
freaking Rollins.
That's
all,
true.
all the backstories back then used to be like he was a real evil Latin guy who'd throw a toothpick at you, or he's a sergeant, or he's a cop, or he's a dude with a 2x4.
Yeah.
But like now it's just like I grew up in the suburbs and trained.
Yeah.
And now I'm here wrestling.
Well, they did some.
It's
they
Nick.
Did,
I'm Nick.
Yeah.
Well, like now, like the whole thing is like I remember growing up and I would watch Hulk Hogan take on like now
Everyone
it's like
grew up
everyone-
as a fan. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone like was inspired by a wrestler rather than like I saw my father get murdered.
That's
and
why-
ever since
yeah.
then I vowed to be the world heavyweight champion.
Yeah, like why can't we get that with the new updated wrestling
Yeah.
skills?
Yeah,
Like,
that's why I like, even though Brock Lesnar's like 45 now, whenever he does anything, I'm like, that's still just a dude on a farm who just wanted to beat the shit out of people. Like,
Yeah.
he's like, I was never a fan. I just fucking kicked everyone's ass so much WWE said, come and do it here. That's,
Yeah, dude. And it's a good ass gimmick, dude.
Yeah.
Everyone loves them.
And don't some of like the newer like over the last like whatever, I guess it's probably 20 years at this point, but like haven't like a lot of like the storylines like bled into reality, like
yeah.
like
but that's
where like
also,
Triple H is like in charge. I've heard
Right.
some
Yeah.
shit where like
they'll take but I mean you always kind of did that when I was wrestling. The thing I was told was always tell the truth until you need to tell the lie, because once you tell people 7 things that are true, they'll believe the lie. So you do like blend the lines where you're saying all these things like Triple H really is in charge, this person really is this person really is that,
Right.
and then they do something that's a little bit fugazi, but you're already in because all these other things are true, maybe this one's true also.
yeah, but I know I keep comparing it to the old, but like, remember when like Sergeant Slaughter fucking like defected?
Yeah.
like he
yeah.
like became like a fucking.
Saudi.
He started working with.
He
what's
was
his
like
name?
the G.I. Joe character, and then he teamed up with the Iron Sheik and
Yeah, yeah.
sympathized with Iran during
Yeah,
the
he's
first
the main
Persian
given
Gulf
trainer.
War.
Yeah.
Also, they tried doing like those over-the-top ethnic character things way later than they should have. Like, I remember when I was watching a lot in it was like mid-2000s, like 2005, 2006. They just had 2 black guys, and they were a tag team named Crime Time,
Hell
and their
yeah.
character was they commit crimes. It
remember
was spelled with a
yeah.
Y though.
I love a
Crime
fucking tag
Time.
team,
Don't-
dude. The Bushwhacker brothers,
Yeah.
dude.
There were
That
there were 2 Mexicans. They called the Mexicools. They would come out to the ring on Juan Deere tractors. This is 2006 on like fucking Channel 9, like broadcast
Oh,
television.
yeah, but 2006. That's like Jimmy Kimmel was still doing Karl Malone.
I think that was a
Blackface.
few years earlier. Even
Was it?
I think
That
that was
was-
like
that
2000.
was
That was
before-
Man Show. Yes, that,
That
was
was
like
on Man-
2001, 2002.
So
Oh,
that was
was-
when he was doing Kimmel Tonight, but he was showing up drunk all the time. Because like Fallon, he went through a little bit
Yeah.
of a boozy period.
Yeah,
but he worked through it.
Yeah, 2006, you were still able to do some stuff, but I mean, just like some of those wild, over the top, racial characters in wrestling, those feel more 80s, 90s. By
Yeah.
2004, JBL got a championship match against Eddie Guerrero by going to the border and showing a video of him kicking Mexicans back over the border. And Kurt Angle was the general manager, and he was so impressed by how American he was, he gave him a championship match.
Hell yeah.
And that was like real too. That wasn't like a fucking bit. Like,
Yeah.
they just showed up there and just started doing it.
That wasn't one of those fake wrestling storylines.
Well, you know, like they say, like WWE is like, you know, we're like at never at any point did they ever consider removing Donald Trump from the WWE Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
They even took
Hell
Hulk Hogan
no.
out for a minute
You can't do
Oh,
that.
yeah,
They took
did take
Hogan
He
out
didn't
for
do
a minute.
steroids. Wait, why? Oh, because of the
because
sex.
he had
tape
sex
thing?
with another man's wife with the woman's explicit consent.
That's dishonor in the WWE code.
Yeah.
It was Terry Boleva that fucked his
Yeah.
friend's wife, brother.
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan was incapacitated at the time, brother. He was besought with the idea of his daughter having sex with a black guy, brother.
Well, when he said the M word, they almost let him back into the WWE Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
But the adultery, just the sanctity of marriage, that was
there
too
is
much.
there is that Christianity kind of vibe to like the new shit. I feel like and it's probably because they're like trying to like
it's a little
appeal
bit
to the.
It feels
Yeah,
a little
in the
bit
end,
like
yeah.
Christian rock, where
Yes.
like you'll listen to like Skillet and you won't even know they're Christian rock, and then once you think about it, you're like, oh yeah, they kind of are. That's a little bit of what WWE
Well,
is.
even in
Yeah.
the end,
Yeah.
yeah. At the end, like wrestling at its core is like the good guy versus the bad guy.
Yeah.
And even if like the bad guy wins and it's like, oh, this is evil, like the good guy, he still doesn't give up.
Yeah.
You know, or
Right.
Never
even
give up.
like it's like
Hustle, loyalty, and respect.
Right.
right, and like that's why they and then like yeah. But then, like, there's certain people, like, Rey Mysterio and John Cena who can't become bad guys because of that.
Well, John Cena was a bad guy early on.
For a minute, but then, like,
Yeah.
once he got popular, he was a good
stayed.
guy.
Rey Mysterio's like the only guy I think modern in my lifetime that was like only ever a good guy. I think back in the day, Ricky Steamboat was.
That's
only,
why his son
He
is
was
so
only
evil.
ever a good guy. Also,
That's why his son Dominic is so evil
he
now.
is. Yeah.
Wait, there was people. Are you saying that there was guys that were always like bad at some point?
Yeah, they usually go back.
Will jump around.
Makes your
Yeah.
character fresh.
It helps, like, figure out, like, what works.
Well, I
What's an
feel like
angle that
there's some
works.
guys that are like the ultimate warrior. Like he's just like a dude.
Yeah.
Who's just like
A psycho.
Yeah, like he's like I don't even
You
know
ever
what
see him
his
doing like
backstory
speaking
was.
tours?
No.
Once he left WWE, he just like went on speaking tours, and he was like this like super right-wing Christian guy. So there's like videos of him like going to colleges and talking about how queer and don't make the world go round, and just all these anti-gay speeches and everything. And then and he like in WWE had a big falling out, and they made amends. And they inducted him into the Hall of Fame, and he goes out on Monday Night Raw and gives like a thank you speech and dies of a heart attack 2 days later.
How fucking powerful is that, dude?
That is really powerful.
He
Yeah.
also changed his last name to Warrior.
His legal name is Warrior. A lot of guys, Stone Cold Steve Austin's real name now is Steve Austin, just so they can like use it without paying WWE.
Dude.
Because WWE owns the names.
Yeah, because they do all that fuck around shit with those guys.
How
Yeah.
how cool is it when Stone Cold said his favorite Legend of Zelda game is Tears of the Kingdom?
Did he say that? When was that?
He was like interviewing Cody Rhodes, and Cody Rhodes says his favorite Legend of Zelda
Yeah.
is Ocarina of Time. Isn't that fucking chill, dude?
That is my favorite
That's
one.
fucking chill, dude.
No, my favorite's Link to the Past. The
Link
Super
to the Past, really?
Super Nintendo one.
I've been playing Skyward Sword. I'm loving it.
Yeah,
I'm all about it.
yeah.
You can move your Switch controller, and it moves the sword. So I'm like fucking getting in there, dude. I'm moving around, dude.
Yeah.
I'm kicking some fucking ass.
Little Wii classic Wii moves
Yeah,
in there.
Watch out, dude. Watch out, fucking goblins and shit, dude.
Bobby, were you a Zelda person? You've made a lot of facial reactions, but you haven't said anything for a while. You
He's
play Zelda?
contemplative.
You thinking about Zelda?
No, I don't really play video games.
I mean, when you were a kid, you did a
When
little.
when I used to hang out with my friend Kenny in like middle school, because his mom had HBO. And
I thought you were gonna say HPV.
That would have been fucking
after our
cool, too.
sleepover.
Yeah. I know Bobby's mom has a home box office.
So Kenny used to have HBO.
Yeah.
Nice.
And so I'd go there. So after his mom went to sleep, we
Oh,
could
yeah.
watch Real Sex.
Yeah.
Real Sex on HBO.
How disappointing was that, right?
The worst, dude.
Dude, after that, I was like, can I watch fake sex, please?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, dude, this is a little too real.
Yeah.
It's wild because it's like, it was just like normal. Like, it was like people that are also like a little kinky, but they're kinky for a reason because they can't have regular sex with
Yeah.
beautiful people.
Bobby,
Yeah.
you doing all right? I asked you about Zelda, and you were like, so this time me and my friend were watching Real Sex.
I know. I just realized. I'm like, wait a minute. What does that have to do with Zelda?
It's a roundabout way to say that I would watch him play Zelda
After.
before we watched Real Sex. 'Cause
Yeah.
He'd
Yeah.
play Zelda, and then his mom would be like, okay, boys,
You guys
I'm
get
going
all
to
horny.
sleep. You be
Yeah.
good, boys.
Yeah.
And then I'd be like, turn this fucking gay wizard shit off so we can watch fat people with pubic hair.
Did you jerk off to those? Did you jerk off to those?
No, because my boy was there, and we weren't the
dueling jerk off.
we
yeah,
never-
I didn't do
yeah,
that shit.
I
either.
I never did that either, dude.
No.
I think that's like outlier weirdos that are just vocal about it.
To me, it was like, okay, before internet pornography, so I would just watch it and then have it in the reel
Yep.
for later. So I'd be sitting there with my little
Studying
kid boner.
and studying it.
Yes.
Making sure you captured every curve, because it's like, okay, I won't have access to this later. I have to memorize this, so when I go home, I can jerk off to it as a fucking 12-year-old.
Yeah.
Because, like,
I
I...
went to school and I accidentally memorized that instead of my test answers. That
Yeah, yeah.
teacher had to have a talk with my parents. Your son, Matthew, had a very interesting oral presentation today.
You just start reenacting scramble porn.
Yeah, I choked my teacher.
That's so funny. Yeah, Real Sex was so misleading. So, because he's like, I'm going to see people like fuck.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's just like people being sexual.
I'll never forget. They did like a lead up to one. It was probably the last one I ever watched. When I was like, I'm done with this show.
Yeah.
Dude, remember when like cable, when you had a cable box, and every once in a blue moon they'd give you like a month
Yeah.
of like HBO
Oh, yeah.
to
Yes.
like get a little taste.
Just get attached.
Maybe you wanna
Yeah.
add it on
Oh,
full
yeah.
time. Dude, so I remember I was watching fucking, Real Sex came on, and they're doing
Love
the
it.
build-up, and they're like, it was about, like, all the, like, a group sex, like, condo where, like all these people are just, sleeping with each other.
Yeah.
And, like, tantric coming and all this stuff. But, dude, all the people were just, like, old and, like, gross, like, pruny old people. And I remember they were all laying in a circle and kind of, like, masturbating each other, like, in this, and they're all just laying there, like, and I was like, I remember just having, like, my pants at my knees and just being, like, ready and being like, all right, let's see what's on the scramble porn. I'm not watching this.
That sucks,
This
dude.
is
Now-
fucking lame,
Man, but
dude.
every once in a while, like you get like something like Hotel Erotica.
Yeah.
That was a banger. I loved Hotel Erotica. Red Shoe Diaries was a little too story based, but you could get some decent titties every once in a while.
Yeah, softcore porn.
Softcore was the way to go.
Yeah.
No,
soft-
Red Shoe Diaries I feel was like a little too softcore, a little too
That
boring.
was
like
that
you
was
said, yeah.
almost like a series that had sex in it rather than like an explicitly softcore.
I think it was legitimately for women. I think that's what it was. I
Well,
think
yeah,
it
it's about fucking diaries and shit.
yeah, yeah. It's
All right,
for chicks
fucking.
that read.
All right, fucking Anne Frank. You're
Yeah.
gonna
Dude, that's a category in, like, the streaming porn. They're, like, for women porn.
Anne Frank.
Yeah.
Yeah, Anne Frank. I bet you there's fucking
Anne
Anne
Frank
Frank.
porn?
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
Or it's like more like it's like you see titties, but it's being like good looking guys. Like I'm gonna treat you right. And I
Well,
respect
dude, what's weird is I saw that as like a category, as like, how they like tag everything, so I clicked it. Dude, it's like 3 ways with 2 dudes and a woman, but yeah, they're like we're not gonna face fuck you, we're gonna make love to your mouth,
Right, and like
but they're still like gangbanging them.
Yeah.
Like it's like a passionate gangbang.
But like the dudes
Yeah.
will also fuck each other too. And that's
yeah,
for-
yeah,
that's
yeah,
for
yeah,
the
yeah. They'll like
women.
kiss his dick.
That's for the
yeah,
women,
yeah, yeah.
dude. Yeah, that's for the ladies.
Yeah, it's a
that's
ladies'
for the ladies.
porn.
Here's a little gay shit for you ladies.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's like the woman fantasy, just like the man fantasy to have sex with 2 women and to watch them be lesbians with each other.
Is that do women fantasize about men being gay with each
It
other?
has to. It has to be that way.
I think probably like some kind of bi. Like dude, there's a lot
a
of
little-
women
a
I've
little
dated
peck
who have
on-
like
a little-
wanted to peg me.
A little
Hell
peck,
yeah, dude. Did
peck
you
on
let
the
'em?
a peck on the pecker.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
you've had girls who want to peg you.
Have multiple times I've been like, if you're interested in pegging and doing that, like I'm down, and I don't, but I
Yeah.
was like,
It's empowerment.
it's
now.
cool that you want to do that.
They
Chicks-
call you Pegasus.
Chicks love that
Chris
shit
Pegasus
now.
Metcalfe.
a wild Pegasus.
Yeah.
Wild Pegasus was Chris Benoit's nickname in Japan before he killed his family.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I need to boogie.
Okay, no problem.
unfortunately.
We are actually right around the stopping time anyway. So, Chris,
Hell
where can
yeah.
people find you? Where are you performing? We release these episodes on Sunday if that affects any upcoming dates.
I'm not a fucking touring comedian. Come to New York. Follow me on at Chris Metcalfe Comedy. Go to at Pure Chaos Comedy, which is where I'm going now. We got one of the shows, and yeah, I don't know.
Awesome.
That's it.
Awesome. Chris Metcalfe, everyone, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for
Folks,
having me.
Always, man. Stay tuned for the Patreon episode premiering whenever I get done editing it. So probably Sunday night, Monday morning at the absolute latest.
All right. Thank you guys for listening. We'll see you next week.
Suck my dick.